First phase, it is a spam filter. You only have to worry about thinking that this phase works by itself. It will start sending the sites that have spam to null, and the ones that don't have spam will stay as prospects. But it is a filter that you don't have to work with it, only in the automation part, which we will see, but it works by itself. Now let's go to the analysis phase. The sites that pass this phase, when you automate, will go directly to the analysis phase. This analysis phase is another filter, but it's much more advanced. It has semantic filters, risk filters that take into account penalties and so on. And it also has spam filters. Also, in this analysis phase, we use tokens, if you have already entered tokens, from other tools to debug that analysis. If you don't have any tokens, don't worry, because the tool has plenty of indicators to do the analysis. To give you a detail of this difference of these two phases, in this phase, if you notice, there are only two states, null and prospect, which we will see, as I say later. But everything that enters the tool and doesn't link to you goes through here. When a site links to you, it does not go through evaluation. In other words, you care about a link profile, it doesn't go through the evaluation filter. Because you don't have to evaluate it, you have to analyze it. This is the logic I had in my mind when I created Link Affinity. It is that something that already links you. The ideal is to analyze it directly, because the evaluation is a previous analysis that, in reality, it could be that a site doesn't matter to you at all, but anything that links to you does matter to you. So we always analyze. In the analysis filter, there are indeed states that have to do with links, as you're seeing. And in the evaluation bases, we don't. We only have the ones that go to null because they have high spam and the prospects, which are sites that pass that filter. All these phases are automated. So when a site comes in, that doesn't link to you, it goes to the evaluation filter. If it passes the evaluation filter, it goes to analysis. In the analysis, we will make a much more advanced filter, semantic, risk, that takes into account the penalties in Google, etc. And also a more advanced spam filter, as I said. As soon as it passes the analysis filter, it will go to the management phase. This part is where you are really going to work. Remember that in Link Affinity, if you are touching things here and things here, it means that you have not configured the tool properly. The normal thing is that you worry about it. You enter weekly, monthly, or daily, whatever you want, and you work on what goes to the management phase. That's why it's called management, because that's what you have to manage. In fact, you even get the spammy links in case you have to create a disavow, which we will see later. But this is where everything you care to manage is. The moment you've managed something, and you've already got the link, or you've even removed a link. Because also, for example, imagine we have a site that has spam. We ask you to delete the link. That would be letter contact. Do not worry, or do not worry. I have the mania to speak to the class and I speak in plural. But do not worry because I will explain each of these states. But what I want to tell you is that in this phase you are always doing things, for example, asking for a site to delete the link. And when you have achieved it, you move on to the monitoring phase, which is where you will monitor the good links you have to make sure they are not lost, the agreements you have closed to make sure they do not disappear, and so on. I will explain this to you when we talk about the monitoring phase. It is a pretty cool phase that, if you pay attention to it, is a marvel. But the important thing to understand, spam filter. So to sum it up, memorize it. Evaluation is a spam filter. Analysis is a semantic risk and spam filter. Then management, that's where you really work. Where you really work on a daily or weekly basis. Whenever you feel like it, it's in management. And when you want to monitor to make sure that you are not losing, or that you have deleted a link correctly, or that you have the disavow file properly sent, and that everything is okay, you will have it in the monitoring phase. As simple as that. Step 1 automatic, step 2 automatic. We work on the management, and finally you monitor, which is also done automatically. So we will also see attention, already in the last videos of the class or of the course, that this phase can also be automated. That is, you could automate. I'm sure there are people who are listening to this lesson now and they will say, "Oh shit, I mean, can I automate the 4 phases?" Yes, the answer is yes. I'm not going to fool you. In fact, with some clients I have automated everything, and I only go in to make sure that the machinery is working correctly, and that everything is fine.